Hey there, everybody. I am here to tell you a quick little walkthrough. Now, you might be an individual who does a podcast, and you might say, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to editing podcast sound. What do you do?" Well, welcome to my tutorial. Welcome to this walkthrough. First thing, what I like to say is garbage in, garbage out. I'm sure you've always heard that, or maybe you haven't, and maybe I'm the first person to tell you this. Well, here it is. Garbage in, garbage out. Make sure you have a good recording. First step to making a good recording is a microphone and your face real close to the microphone. Make sure your levels are decent enough so you're not clipping. If you clip, you're going to have some problems to deal with, and cutting that stuff out and making sure that the audio is preserved. You don't want to clip. If you're clipping, that sucks. So make sure you don't clip. That's number one, right? You have a microphone right up to your face. Depending on the microphone, you might need to be a little further, closer, whatever. Make sure you are close so it's getting your voice, right? That's the main thing. Your vocals all up in that thing. You got to get intimate. You almost got to get real close and give it fellatio. I mean, it is what it is. So I prefer it to be like right here. You can see there's just maybe like 2-3 inches of space in between. Now, first thing you're trying to do is upload your audio to Audacity. Audacity is a free program that you can use, and it works amazingly. If you want to upgrade to something else, I also use Cubase for. I don't use it for podcasting. Honestly, you don't need it, but music production stuff like that, I use Cubase, or Reaper is also very good. Or use whatever you want to use. Honestly, right now I'm talking about Audacity. Come on, computer. That's what happens when you have big files. I already have one big file up in here. It's an hour and a half long. I'm uploading another hour and a half file up into this thing. So that's why it's taking a minute. But yeah, I'm going to show you real quick how to deal with it. If you look at this audio right here already, I already messed with this to get it to where I want it to be. You can see here that it's fairly equanimitous. I don't even know if that word fits there, but it's pretty equal all around. You can see these little tiny ones is where we have silence. So in all honesty, I could take that out if I want the audio to be better. Because now I'm going to be adding the other audio that fills into those spaces. This is a recording of a podcast. This is my end of the recording right here, and the recording that I'm adding right now is the recording of the other individual, which fits nicely into these silent spaces. So we're just going to try to match up those voices, make it sound real good as a single track, take out the noise, amplify it to a decent level where it's equal, and then move on. The question that I get asked a lot is, how do I not overproduce, right? Because I've done this as well. When you first start producing, when you first start making your podcast or audio, whatever it is, you can get lost in the sea of things that you can do. There's a lot of effects, right? There's a lot of effects. I mean, look at all that stuff. And you can go into that, but that's not what this is about. This is a quick and dirty. This is about what do I do when I need to do something. First of all, you're not going to hear anything from this audio, but you can see this. So this is already amplified on already. We're going to solo this out so I can hear it. But this right here, this empty space, this is noise. There's a lot of noise here. A lot of noise here. So what we're going to do is select the noise part. Let me play it so I can hear it. Ooh, there's a nice little bzzz vibrating sound. That's from the computer. Computer makes its own noise, and it can ruin an audio. So I suggest getting a mixer, because a mixer bypasses that buzz of the computer a lot, and will make your recordings much better. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, you can see here, like these where there's talking happening. You can see that it's very quiet. So if it's very quiet, you're gonna have to amplify it. If you amplify it, you also amplify the background noise, right? So it's going to be not too great, which is okay. It's not. It's okay. So if you want to avoid this, make sure your levels are synced up. They're almost to a place where it's about to -6, let's say. Like -12 is a good place to shoot for, and then if you talk loud or laugh, ha ha ha, you're not gonna clip it. It's gonna stop around -6. So that you want to gauge that audio. But the very first thing is find a silent spot. If you're editing, find a silent spot. Right there. That's silent, and I can hear that zzz. I'm gonna take that, select it. Noise reduction. First, you gotta go get noise profile. I have hotkeys, Alt N. You can go to Effects, Noise Reduction. Click that. Get noise profile. So now it knows, and now I'm gonna go ahead and select just a small portion. I'm not gonna make you wait. Right here, right. I'm gonna catch that and some audio. Control N. Click OK. So I'm doing this. These work well for me. You can play around with the amount, but 25 and 3 has been good on reduce. It does well. So you can see if I zoom in, see this is where the noise is, and this is where the noise stops. Now I can hear a great difference. Personally, I can hear an amazing difference. But you can also see visually a great difference. That sounds much better over here as well. So that's one thing, right? Next thing is we want to, I'm going to focus on this little audio chunk. So Control N again. Take the audio, take the noise out. Then what we want to do, in this case, I want to amplify it before I do anything else. So I'm going to amplify it so it's at a better place. So to amplify max, that would be 11.5. I don't want to do it max all the way. I want to leave some room, so I'm going to do 10. Okay, so now you see there's a bunch of peaks here, right? Some tall peaks. We want to get rid of those because they're just, claps or laughs or something on the ground or something that's not necessarily important. So I use a limiter to just get rid of these. I'm going to go ahead and select this. Alt L for me, or again, you can go to Effects, find limiter. This might be more than -6. I'm going to go actually 10, not 100. -10. Maybe a little too much. Let's go 9. -9. So we should cut that down, right? Now let's amplify it again. See, you would already go up to 9. Let's go 8. You can see where the peaks are. So we still got a few peaks that we don't necessarily need. So let's do a limiter once again to just kind of get rid of those. I'm going to go 6 this time. Right, so you can see that. I'm going to go back. Is it on soft? Soft limit? Hard limit, baby. What are you doing? So hard limit. It's going to just cut it off. Boom. Right? I might even take it just a smidge more. Control L. As you saw, soft limit just kind of takes everything down softly. Hard limit just puts a line. It's like, all right, -6, cut that off. So I'm going to go -7. I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so now we can see it's pretty even all around. Like, this is the main sound here. And you can see that those long, unnecessary ones have been put to rest. So we're going to take that. We're going to amplify it one more time. Again, I don't like to do it all the way, so I'll do 6. And if you look at this, I'm doing this for demonstration. You can see how up, down, up, down, up, down. Fairly even, but not too much. There's highs and lows. I want to undo that, and I want to compress it so the highs and the lows are fairly equal. So I'll do a compression. This is mine. Specifics -20, -65, 2 to 120. You can play around with this, see what works for you. So I'll compress it. Now everything is fairly equal, right? You can see everything is now more or less equal. And then one more time, what I'm going to do, just because of this, just how it looks, I don't like there to be a huge amount of pokies. So I'm going to limit it once again, just to -3, just to keep that upper band free, right? I don't like that. See, mine was already kind of like that when I did it. So now you can see that this audio and this audio is fairly equal, fairly similar, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be a huge jarring effect, right? The thing that I want you guys to focus on, once you keep an eye out on the inside here, you see there's this blue and there's this light blue on the inside, light blue. If you have that low light blue equal across both ways, that's almost like a volume, you can think of it. If those are pretty even, you can kind of bet that you have an even sound all across, right? So let's zoom out and notice that. So you can see how we're jumping around here and there, and in the middle we got a pretty steady line going through, and that's exactly what we have here as well. So at this point I would just line this audio up where it belongs, and at that point I would go in File, look at that, not responding, big files, go File, Export, and in that case I would have some good audio. Now I didn't give you any examples of the audio because it is what it is. I'm showing you visual, but again, you should fix your, you should work on your ear to see what works and what doesn't. There's a lot of nuances that you can focus on, but quick and dirty, like I said, find something. Again, I'm gonna do this real quick. You find something, find the noise reduction, boom. Then you select what you want to noise reduce. Okay, has been reduced. Right, you have that. Then you want to amplify it. In this case, you want to amplify it. Not all the way. Well, in this case, all the way, because I know I'm going to limit it. Right, you have a bunch of lines here. You see, this is as max is going to go because of this little thing right here. So we're going to go a limiter on across this whole thing. Limiter -10. Hard limit. Because I like to just cut it off, right? Boom, cut it off. We got pretty even. Now let's do amplify, just to see. Amplify good, all right. I'm going to limit again because I have too many of these sharp line, like skinny lines that aren't going to do much. If this is music, this would be a different case because sometimes those sharp lines do something in the music. But since this is audio, it's just vocals or just talking. It doesn't serve a purpose necessarily. So I'm going to go a little less. You can play around with the values. I'm going to go -4. Cut those off. Yep. And now I'm going to compress this so the lows and the highs, so the low volume and the high volume are fairly equal. So if somebody's speaking softly into the microphone and and loudly, it's pretty equal. So that's pretty much it. You don't have to limit it again if you don't want to necessarily. You can see here again, the light blue here and the light blue here are equal. You can bet that it's pretty good. But keep training your ear. Okay, so that's it for today. Quick little tutorial about using limiter, compressor, amplification, and noise reduction. Honestly, those are the only 4 things that you would use in the podcast. The last thing that I would teach you right now is there's still going to be imperfections, and that's okay. What I like to do is take a backing track, birds, ocean waves, maybe even people talking in the background. You can find these for free, or if you pay, you could donate. There's freesound.org that has things. Another one is I'll link it in the profile. Feel free to look at that. Where you get sounds for free, or you could be a member and get even more sounds. I pay so I can get more sounds, more premium sounds. Honestly, let's find it right now. I'm going to show you. I know I've showed you this before at a different video, but I'll show you again. Business. No, music. Nature sounds. All right, right here. Yep, zapsplat.com. Zapsplat. It's free, but if you pay, it's very little a year, like 16 or 20 bucks or something. You get premium and you can get better sounds, longer sounds. I highly suggest this. And then you can add that into the entirety of the podcast, and that would mask some of the imperfections and give some softness a little, like a meditative sound. This is exactly what I do. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was worth it for you guys. And I hope that your podcasting, your conversating, will increase exponentially. Okay? That's it, guys. Peace out. If you want to contribute to me, I have a Venmo. Feel free. Or I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Andrey Psyche. You can see Andrey Psyche on the right side of the screen there. Please support. Please show me that you don't want me to die and you appreciate my contributions. Thank you very much. Peace out.